From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Cascade Paint and Supply is Reading's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
Well, good evening, everyone. Well, just as expected, those rain showers are starting to push themselves off to the east. Still a little wet out in the Chico and Oroville area here this evening, but you can see around Bernie, Altura, some scattered showers, and this will continue here through the evening hours. But eventually, I'd say by around midnight and shortly thereafter, we should be looking at much drier conditions across the board. And we're going to be looking at a drier trend over the next few days. Now, some pretty decent rainfall totals. Look at Chico, almost 2 inches of rain in some spots. We saw quite an area of some heavy rainfall, especially to the east of Chico. Chester 1.81, 2.08 in Quincy. So again, kind of that one little spot where we did see a lot of rainfall. 1.33 in Red Bluff, a little over an inch out in Redway. And as expected, we saw less rainfall for the coast than we did in the valley, and still not that much out in Wairika or Alturas. Susanville didn't even see that much, with only about 0.14 of an inch of rainfall. Now, some of the peak gusts that we did see, once again, like last week, Reading saw the strongest gust in the valley at least, with a peak gust of 55 miles per hour, but generally around 40 miles per hour or lower for those peak gusts in the valley, and generally below 50 miles per hour for places like Crescent City and Eureka. And look at Wairika, that peak gust of about 53 miles per hour. So pretty strong gusts out there. They will start to subside. We still have a wind advisory for the areas in blue for Del Norte and Humboldt counties until 6 p.m. this evening, until 6 p.m. for the valley, and until 10 p.m. for northeastern Siskiyou and for Modoc County as well. So we do have a break from the winds and the rain for your Friday and Saturday. With another round of rain by Sunday into Monday, snow levels may drop to 5,000 feet and maybe even locally lower than that, especially as we do get into Sunday night into Monday. And I do expect this cooler and unsettled weather pattern to most likely last through next week. All right, so there was a lot to hold kind of just unpack here just from today's weather. But what can we expect for the next 24 hours? Well, let's take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Thursday, November 13th. Now tonight, with some clearing and colder air in place, it's going to be a cold night. I do expect temperatures to drop down into the mid to upper 30s for the mountains, upper 40s, maybe around 50 for some of the warmer spots, at least for the valley, and upper 40s to around 50 for the coast as well. Now out the door tomorrow morning, I'm expecting pretty much dry conditions. There's going to be some fog, especially for areas that do see some of the clearing tonight. And we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies, but mainly dry to start off the day on Friday, and really mainly dry throughout the day on Friday as well. So there you can see the storm system that passed through today, that cold front finally pushing off. Now behind that cold front, that's where we're seeing the drier air begin to move in and cooler air on top of that. So once that moves on off to our east, we're going to dry things out as well. So looking at Futurecast, a little overly aggressive on how far west that is, but you can see by about 10 o'clock tonight, still a few showers developing out towards Plumas County, and then that's done with. By tomorrow morning, we're pretty much dry. Still looking at the potential for a little bit of shower activity in parts of the eastern mountains, mainly east of the valley. There you can see through the afternoon, but I think for the most part we're dry. Even for parts of the valley, if you see a stray sprinkle or a light shower tomorrow afternoon, don't be terribly surprised, but I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans over that potential. And then there you can see by Friday night, it's all pretty much over with. All right, so here's a look at your winds too. They've been pretty gusty as we saw, but those winds will subside as we go into your Friday, generally below 10 miles per hour in most cases, so much calmer winds in the forecast too. So for tomorrow, I'm expecting still cool temperatures. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the low 60s for the valley, 50s for the higher elevations, and low 60s for the coast. There's your 7-day forecast. Dry for Friday and Saturday for the most part for the valley. Sunday, Monday, a chance for some rain. I'd say the heaviest rainfall will be Sunday evening, Sunday night, and some scattered showers on Monday. Possibly a break on Tuesday with more wet weather possibly by next Wednesday and Thursday. For the coast, kind of the same story. Off and on chances for rain here as we take you over the next 7 days. We are going to see a slight spike in our temperatures for some areas as we go into Saturday before we see that dip in the temperatures again second half of the weekend and early next week. Still have a slight chance. I put that in there for Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, but again, don't count on much, if anything. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Now let's go to our deeper dive, sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it!
Well, there you can see the satellite image here. We are seeing that area of low pressure right here. This is the cold front that gave us the gusty winds. Now, behind it, we're starting to see things begin to clear out a bit. This area of low pressure is diving down to the south and will be impacting Southern California, where they are going to be looking at a lot of rainfall here going into tomorrow and Saturday. But for us, since that will be to our south, we will be looking at dry conditions for both Friday and Saturday. And then once that moves out, we've still got some activity off to the west that we've got to watch here that could impact our weather for parts of next week. Again, overly aggressive with where we are at 6 o'clock this evening, but by midnight, most of the rain is gone. You can see a little bit of activity down towards Plumas County, maybe a stray sprinkle, a light shower here and there, but that's really the extent of it. Tomorrow morning, maybe some fog for parts of the valley. Some of the mountain valleys seeing some fog as well. You can see some showers trying to develop down to the south. Now, as we go into midday, I'd say east of the valley, in parts of the eastern mountains, maybe a chance for a stray shower. You can see some trying to work its way into parts of the valley. So, it's down towards southern Tehama into Glenn County, maybe even Butte County. If you see a stray shower tomorrow afternoon, don't be surprised. But as I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans over it. Just kind of keep your eye to the sky, if you will. Take you into your Saturday. We're looking at a beautiful, gorgeous day. Temperatures in the low 70s for the valley under mostly sunny skies on Saturday. Then by Sunday, we're looking at increasing chances for rain as it starts to kind of move in closer. So through the afternoon, chances for rain, could be looking at heavy rain at times, maybe even some thunderstorms. And at this point, we're also seeing some cooler air move in. Now we're seeing the potential for snow levels down to, on average, around 5,000 feet, and it could get locally lower than that. You can see here, especially as you go into overnight, Sunday into Monday, look at all that snow that we are seeing. Now, when we look at this forecast snow estimates, it's going to show a lot for Alturas. We'll kind of have to wait and see if that actually materializes, but that would have to get those snow levels down to about 4,000 feet. Still have to check to see if it's going to be cool enough for that. Still maybe a little bit early to really kind of jump on board with that potential for snow in Alturas, but it looks like it could at least, so the forecast models are at least picking up on that, and that could be a slight possibility, so it is something worth watching. Through Monday afternoon, there you can see just some scattered snow flurries, but all in all, we're just not going to see a lot of rainfall as we go into your Monday. Now, take a look at some of the forecast rain totals with Sunday into Monday as well. That's mainly what we're looking at this point. Most likely less than a half an inch of rainfall for the valley. Another little spot of some heavier rainfall just to the east of Chico. Maybe some heavier rainfall along the coast. And as usual, not as much rain off to the north and to the east. Now, as I mentioned, you can see here, 4 to 8 inches, that might be overdoing it, especially down to about 4,000 feet. You can see some of the upper Shingletown, maybe around Chester, maybe some light snow there. So once again, it's one of those situations where I think on average, right now, I've got snow levels around 5,000 feet, but I do think there's a potential it could get locally lower than that, especially as we do go into Monday morning. Something I'll be monitoring here very closely in the next couple of days. Weather than normal conditions is what we're looking at here as we take a look at the long range. We still have a wind advisory until 6 p.m. for Delnor, Humboldt, and also for the valley. That's expiring here pretty shortly. And then, of course, by 10 o'clock tonight, should expire for Modoc County as well. And you can clearly see why, right? We take you into your Friday, you've got calm, fairly calm winds. We take you into your Saturday, it's the same story. A little breezy in some spots here, but nothing to be concerned about. Now with the system coming in on Sunday, yeah, the winds may ramp up again for parts of the valley coming in from the south, maybe possibly over 30 miles per hour in some cases, and even off to the east. But it doesn't look to be quite as bad elsewhere. It's mainly going to be confined, it looks like, in at least the north end of the valley in particular. Temperatures look to be below below normal here as we take a look at that outlook here, or the extended outlook. So still cool temperatures, minus this one little anomaly right here on Saturday. Get out and enjoy the beautiful weather on Saturday, because we're back down to the upper 50s on average here for Sunday through all of next week and even into that next weekend. This right here is a cool and unsettled weather pattern that is going to stick around, and not much change coming out of it. Taking a look at your wave heights, they are finally dropping here for your Friday and Saturday. So if you do need to be on a small boat, you should be in better shape here. Taking a look at your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. We're looking at those temperatures in the upper 50s, even around 60. Places like Weaverville, you're dry for your Friday, Saturday. Chances for showers going into Sunday and Monday. Your Dignity Health North Coast neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the low 60s for your daytime highs, 65 degrees for Orleans, 64 in Hoopa on Friday, 64 for Willow Creek, and Klamath about 62 degrees. And your Dignity Health Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, temperatures mid to upper 50s there, 51 for Tennant, 51 degrees for Mount Shasta City, and Happy Camp about 62. And for Modoc County, you've got your temperatures generally in the mid 50s. There may be an isolated shower, but you can see most of that was actually down to the south into the eastern mountains. So that's where I think we'll see a better chance for some of those isolated sprinkles, light showers through the afternoon, places like Susanville, for example. Otherwise, you're going to see temperatures generally in the 50s over the weekend, back down to the 40s by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast, temperatures in the low 60s for your highs there, 62 in Corning, 63 for Willow. So that cooler air is in place. And there you can see, as we take a look at your 7-day outlook, we're close to 70 on Saturday, back down to the upper 50s by Sunday, Monday, with, of course, that chance for that rain. Take you up to the north, 61 for Redding, all the way down to Red Bluff, 56 degrees for Whiskeytown, and 56 out in Lakehead. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Those temperatures spiking up to 72 degrees on Saturday. Get out there, enjoy that beautiful, at least first half of the weekend. Cooler weather by Sunday, with a chance for showers increasing Sunday afternoon. Heavy rainfall, maybe even some thunderstorms on Sunday afternoon, evening as well. And then maybe some scattered showers on Monday before we dry out again on Tuesday. That cool and unsettled weather pattern keeping that chance for showers even into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great night.
When you see flashing lights, someone's life depends on us.
And while we're out helping crash victims, we need your help to keep us safe. Move over, slow down, it's the law, it protects everyone.
Our crews are out here every day, keeping the roads safe for you and your family.
We're often the last ones on scene, and we want to make it home safe too.
Protect those who protect you, slow down and move over.